All right, so I'm back at the lower lake, Lower Rock Island. I'm just gonna do a little video op here, and then I'm gonna continue up to the upper lake. When I left here 8 days ago, the sun had just come out. I was chased out of here kind of by thunderstorms, but the sun was just coming out, and there were fish that I could see cruising. So I don't know, with this breeze I may not be able to get a glimpse of anything. Okay, so there's the upper lake, Upper Rock Island. Just a short jaunt from the lower lake. Small climb. Got to figure out where the trail goes. Allegedly, there's deeper water on the other side of the lake, so I need to figure that out. Boy, this is super pretty. This big meadow here on the outlet and around the outlet side of the lake. I thought I might see some fish in the outlet here, but I've scouted a little bit, haven't seen any. What a pretty little lake this is. Okay, good morning. It's Sunday, July 9th. Sunday, July 9th, and I'm in the Beaverhead range again. Honestly, I'm in a little bit of a tiff because of, I've had, my last 2 trips have been skunks. I was in here 8 days ago, and at the lower lake at Lower Rock Island, and got skunked there. Of course, I didn't have much fishing time because of the thunderstorms, and then I went into the Pintlers the other day, up to Upper 4 Mile Basin on Thursday, I guess it was, and saw fish. They were not feeding, didn't appear to be feeding anyway, and a lot of nice fish, 18-inch fish. So I got up at 2:30 a.m. this morning, left Great Falls a little after 3, like 3:10 a.m., something like that, and got down to the end of the road at like 8:15 or something, 8:10, 8:15, and I started hiking a little bit before 8:30. It took me about 2 hours to get in here. It's 4.1 miles. This is the upper lake where I'm at. I've never been up to the upper lake. I've always fished the lower lake before. it's been good to me, but people have been saying the upper lake's good, can be good, and has a nice sizable fish. It looks like it's slightly smaller than the lower lake. My only concern, other than I'm not seeing fish rising yet, but it's early yet, is I'm wondering if I pick the right side of the lake. The other side's a little bit more open. So I don't know. This looks like it might be a little easier to wade than the lower lake. I guess one of those fellas, the lower lake is just a couple hundred yards that away. So I've heard this lake has, you know, sizable fish in it, similar to the lower lake. A lot of structure, a lot of down timber out here at the lake. So I'll put on my waders. I think I'm going to rig up both rods. I'm thinking about trying some chironomids under a strike indicator on one of them, and then on the other one I'm either going to use the floating fly line and the ant, or I'm going to use a sink tip with like a Denny's Calabatus nymph or something like that. So we'll see. Hopefully I catch some fish today. Felt pretty good getting in here. The hike kind of wasted me last week just to the lower lake, but today I felt really good, so I came up here. And anyway, I'm gonna rig up, and more to come. So I've been fishing for about 20 minutes or so. I'm trying to see what time it is, if I can get my phone out. It's 12:18. So I've been fishing, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. And one thing that's got me worried, I haven't even seen a fish. I've done a little bit of scouting around, not a lot, but and I really don't see them in this outlet here. There's a pretty big outlet here that goes down to the lower lake, and I haven't seen any fish in there. I haven't seen one single rise on this lake, and there are a few Calabatus dens coming off. So I don't know what to make of this. I would have thought I would have seen a fish, but yeah, I'm seeing some Calabatus dens, not a lot, a few. I'm not seeing one rise. There's quite a few frogs here. So I've kind of been alternating. I've got one rod rigged up with a couple of chironomids, and I've got the other one rigged up with a Denny's Calabatus nymph and an AP emerger on a sink tip. Pretty little lake. One thing that I'm telling you, the way I pick stuff isn't good. It is possible, if you read the write-up on this lake, there is some suggestions in there that it is susceptible to occasional winter kill. There were bad reports on it a few years ago, and the biologist told me that it may have winter killed. This was, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. And then I heard last year that he had some very good reports on the lake, so there were fish here. But like I say, today I have not seen a fish. It could be someone's putting them down, but I would have thought I would have seen some sort of activity. So I don't know. We did have a long winter and a lot of snow, and it's possible this lake could have winter killed. I don't know. I'm gonna fish it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna have lunch. And if I don't see anything to change my mind, I may head down to the lower lake. The lower lake's right down here. It's not too far. It's a question of how far do I want to go to fish it, you know. But yeah, it's possible this thing is winter killed. I don't know. I would have thought I would have seen something up here. The conditions are ideal, and I'm just not seeing fish. Pretty good calabatus hatch going on. A lot of duns out here. I'm seeing emergers, and I'm not seeing one rise. That is that's unusual. That's not right. Even in a low density fish lake, you'll usually see some fish keying in on these duns. This isn't good, and I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of these duns, and I haven't seen a cruiser. I haven't seen a rise form at all. I don't know. Leave it to me to pick this upper lake if it on a year that it may have winter killed. Yep. Well, I'm telling you, I mean, I don't know if that's happened, but I have not had this run of bad success in I don't know, in ever here in Montana. Maybe, I don't know. This is just crazy. All right, so I'm back at the lower lake. Yeah, there's a full-blown calabatus hatch going on. Much like last year. There's feeding fish down here. That's the good news. The bad news is there were a few. I came in by the inlet and I tried to fool a few fish there, and I think I spooked them. So I'm using I've got this sink tip line, and I'm using I've got a Denny's calabatus nymph on the point and a Denny's AP emerger on the dropper. And those fish down there in the inlet, they should have taken that, and they didn't. They acted like I spooked them. So I don't know. It could be that, you know, that I've got two flies on and they don't like that or something. I don't know. No, it's not too much line out. I don't know if you can see this, but look at my arm. Those are calabatus duns all over the place. All over the place. I just caught a little guy about 6 inches on the AP emerger. Well, it's 2:15. The good news is I'm back at the lower lake and there's feeding fish. The bad news is I haven't caught any. The hatch is still, well, I don't know, it's probably starting to wind down, but they're still feeding fish out there. They haven't, you know, there's something that they don't like. I caught the one little guy. And that's it. I had another one follow my fly right in. I think, you know, in situations like that, and like this, simplicity is probably the best thing to do, and that would be to go to a single fly, either an AP emerger, or better yet, I might just take off my VersaLeader tip and put a parachute Adams on there after I eat. I don't have much time left, you know. I'm starting to count time here, so oh well. You know, but the upper lake was very much, it really was disappointing. There's something wrong up there, and you know, to me the lake seems deep enough The lake seems deep enough to where you wouldn't think it would winter kill up there. But, you know, I don't know that that's always a guarantee of things. But, yeah, there's calabatus all over the place up there. There's not one fish that you can see, not one rise. So either there's no fish in the lake, or because it winter killed, or something has put them off. The lakes are only separated by a couple hundred yards, really. So I don't know, but, you know, like I said, I didn't see any fish anywhere in the outlet bay or anything. So yeah, I'm gonna probably switch to a parachute Adams and throw it out there just to see what happens and try to salvage the day. So before I go, so there's a fish right in front of me, good sized one too. So what I'm gonna do here, there's still a few. The hatch is kind of wound down, but there's still a few fish rising. So I've got a parachute Adams on, and I'm gonna try. There's that fish. He's coming kind of. So let's see what happens if I can put it out there, and I don't know what he'll do. He's scrounging along the bottom. I honestly don't know what he'll do. And it looks like he turned away, but so just missed one right here, just like a second ago. Either that or he short struck me. The hardest part about this is just being patient. There's definitely fish cruising. Okay, it is almost 4 p.m. on Sunday, July 9th. This is Lower Rock Island Lake, departing shot where the fish are still rising. And I only caught the one little one and lost another. Tough day. I have had some, wow, run right there. I have had some tough days of late, fishing wise. I've never known such a bad run.